What is up, my friends? My name is Echo. Today I'm back with another new Crusader build for you, this time built for PvP. You're getting a little bit of a preview right now of this build in action. It is absolutely insane. It's brought to us by Whytry out of the Revenants Discord server, and as always, make sure you go check them out. I'll be leaving the link to that in the description of this video. But what I want to do is pause right here and actually get to the build itself so we can take a look at how you could put this one together. Let's start off right here with the skills. Draw and Quarter, Conjuration of Light, Consecration, and coming in with Falling Sword. All of these will be modified, of course, because of the essences that we will get into. He's going with the primary attack, Punish. Let's take a look at some of the secondary pieces of gear. To start, looks like he's going with Feasting Baron's Pack. This is one that we haven't seen much being used, so let's actually talk about what's being done here. The first two pieces are going to unlock the increases the duration of your harmful effects by 30%, and making it a 4-piece set bumps it up to increases damage done from all sources by 20% to enemies suffering under your loss of control effects. We're going to see how all of this plays together as we get into the primary pieces of gear as well. The other piece, or the other set he's using, is one that we are more familiar with. A 2-piece of Vathuz Urges increases the duration of all of your beneficial effects on you or your party members by 30%. Now I want to dive into all of the primary pieces of gear and what essences they bring. Notice he's coming in with a rank 10, 2-star, Abiding Curse. Now, the gems, some of them matter. Other ones you could use at your discretion. It's worth noting that he's not rocking a ton of 5-star gems inside of this one, so it's an attainable build for all of you. And let's see, more importantly, the essence is Sacrificial Flame. Consecration now engulfs you in intense holy flames, dealing damage to yourself and nearby enemies. Consecration damage is increased by 18%, and then because the slot is purple, it's an awakened piece of gear, he's getting an additional 10% damage increase to Consecration as well. Notice that one did say he does damage to yourself also. Here he's coming in with a rank 10, 2-star Fervent Fang gem, very attainable for all of us. Being a rank 10, he has the slot awakened, and here the essence is Steadfast Determination. Conjuration of Light now grants immunity to knockbacks and loss of control effects, but it no longer provides immunity to damage. Conjuration of Light cooldown reduced by 7.2%, and then the Conjuration of Light cooldown decreased an additional 10% because of the slot being awakened. Now, as I always do, I'm going to make sure that as we get into the actual gameplay so you can see this in action, I'm going to read the notes that he gives that give us direct instructions on how to engage in the battle. That's a great part that he always shares for us. I'll also be putting all of that in text in the description of this video as well. Let's move forward to the shoulders, where he's wearing a Viper's Bite gem, one of my favorite new ones. His Viper Bite is a rank 10, 2-star of course, dealing poison to enemies. And here he's going with the Wind Blessed Pauldrons, that's the essence, and Conjuration of Light duration is increased by 39%, and again, because it's an awakened slot, he's getting an additional cooldown reduced by 10% from that. Lots of awakened slots here, which mean to me, lots of 1- and 2-star gems in this build. Blessed Pebble, another gem that I've currently been using on my Blood Knight, and I will be taking over to the new class when I class change in just about, 4 days now. He's going with a rank 10, 1-star Blessed Pebble, and the essence from this one here is Trample. Drawn Quarter now damages enemies when you run over them and knocks them away, but it no longer drags enemies. Drawn Quarter damage is increased by 18%, and again, because we are purple and awakened, it's going to increase the draw and quarter damage by an additional 10% on top of that. Awakening your gear is legit. All right, here we go. His first 5-star gem. And notice, it's a rank 5, 2 out of 5-star gems, so not even anything that's overpowered right here. The essence that he has is the Final Destination. Falling Sword can now be charged, unleashing a Holy Blast wave to damage enemies. While charging, your movement speed is increased, and you are also immune to knockback and loss of control effects. The further you travel while charging, the attack also increases the damage it deals. Not bad. I like that one, but remember, keep in mind, it was not awakened, so we didn't get any extra buffs because it's not a rank 10 gem. Here we have a 1-star, rank 10, Everlasting Torment. There will be some notes on why this one's in here later on as well. And the essence is Zanula's Last Hymn. Consecration also slows enemies' movement by 30%, and the cooldown is reduced only by 3.6. But in awakening it, the cooldown is decreased by an additional 10%. So in a total of 13.6% cooldown reduction right there. We're going to go on to our stance pieces, starting off with the primary stance weapon. He's coming in with the strongest rank 5-star gem. He has a rank 7, 4 out of 5-star, Seeping Bile, another gem that I do really like. Enemies, and the essence is Observer. Enemies struck by Punish take 19% increased damage from subsequent hits for 2 seconds. The effect stacks to a maximum of 57%. Again, we are not awakened in this slot because the gem is not a rank 10 gem, being that it's a 5-star. And he comes in with a rank 10, 2-star Mother's Lament gem. By the way, I absolutely love his choices on gems. And here, the legendary essence is Grimcrack Buckler. While Punish has granted your hardened senses, your blocks will trigger an explosion dealing 6,000 damage to all nearby enemies. The damage is increased by 90%. And then the Punish damage is increased by an additional 10% on top of that. So what I want to do right now is I want to switch over and I want to get back to the gameplay so we can watch this in action and I can give you a bunch of the notes on how this actually works. I did mention that I really do love the gems. Why Try doesn't really focus on everything being a 5-star gem. He finds the gems that work really well with his builds that are 1 and 2-star gems, is able to get them to max rank, and then can take them and have awakened slots for the build. Out of the 8 slots here, 6 of them were awakened, giving him massive buffs, which I absolutely love. Now, as I mentioned earlier on, he has a Discord server. It's called the Revenant's Discord server. I'll be linking it in the description of this video. It's just a Diablo Immortal server where he and many other educated people on the game are. I'm there as well. And they just talk about tips and tricks and stuff for Diablo Immortal. There's some great information in there. If you're looking for a good Diablo Immortal server, that's a great one. Also, my server is linked in the link tree in the description as well. But let me get to the notes that he shared with us as we look at some of this crazy battle. With the recent buff that increased duration of Conjuration of Light, when using Parrying Plate's chest along with the new Anointed Brimstone head essence for Consecration, this greatly increased the viability of the CC immunity build. Get close to the fight, then preemptively use Conjuration of Light for the CC immunity. Now run towards the fight and activate Horse and Consecration last second so you get the most out of them. When Horse duration expires, we can either use Falling Sword to get out of the fight, or even use Consecration again and continue battling it out. Now remember, when Falling Sword now is no longer just a sword falling down, it's more of a dash skill to move you away, which I like. I also have Everlasting Torment, Seeping Bile, and Viper's Bite, giving me 3 separate damage overtime effects combined with 2-piece Baron set to increase duration on all of these. On top of the damage over times, I'm using Abiding Curse as well, which reduces enemies' attack and movement. This duration is also boosted by a 2-piece Baron set and works really well with the run-through everything gameplay that this build allows me to do. All the little damage ticks from the damage over times also help trigger the curse quickly. So when I get the full rotation going, every enemy I tag with damage over time and or Abiding Curse takes increased damage from all 7 of my teammates, the 4-piece Barons. And they can deal less damage thanks to the curse. Actually, a really great team build, even without providing the typical damage immunity from Conjuration of Light. So this is not just a solo build type build. and it could also be used very offensively as well. Much less downtime waiting on cooldowns now, allowing for more involvement in the match, which I like. And look at that, a 10 kill streak he was just on right there before he ended up going down. So this build is really powerful. Another 3 kill streak right there. I like this because not only is it something that's beneficial to your players, the other players that are in the match, but it allows you to have some fun and get in the action. Again, he's not massive resonance. I believe he's under 3,000 resonance right now as he's using this build, which is far from playing as a whale, far from having maxed out 5-star gems in all of his slots. And as we saw, there were a lot of 1- and 2-star gems being utilized here to the fullest. Now, of course, he does have the slots awakened. So if you're someone that's absolutely 100% free to play, you won't be able to get those awakened buffs because it costs, what is it, I don't know, $5 to $10 depending on what packs you buy to be able to get the resources to awaken 1 slot. Very worth it if you're going to spend inside of the game, by the way, in my opinion. But look at the kills he's pulling in right now. A 12 kill streak. He's just rocking. I'm going to sit and watch this a little bit because I do like the gameplay and I like to see how well he can actually do in combat. Remember, I did say I would be changing class in a few days. I have not yet announced what class I will change to, but you may have an idea. Ytry is just wrecking people with this build. Not only does it have so much damage, not only does it support the team, not only does it pull in kills, but it is a really fast build as well. So it's not one of those where you're going to be kind of creeping around the map. You have speed, you have dash skills, you have the ability to hop on the horse, do primary attack while on the horse, get skills being used while on top of the horse. It works out really well. I think you guys are getting a good idea of how well this build will work. We have ones for PvE that have been featured recently on the channel, and now a new PvP that utilizes the new essence from this recent update for the Crusader, giving him that extra power and the ability to dominate in these PvP matches. What I want you guys to do after you try this one out, let me know in the comments section. That means come back to the video and let me know how it's working for you, how you like the essences, how you like it all set up, and if it's your new favorite Crusader